Hello and welcome to day one of Vlogmas! My name is Andy. If you are new to the channel, normally what we do here is I make podcasts about knitting and stuff, although I have been absent for the past couple of weeks, which we'll talk about. But yeah, so Vlogmas is a thing that some podcasters and vloggers do where you basically put up a vlog every day for the month of December up until Christmas. And if you were around when I did Vlogmas last year, you'll know that I actually prefer to match my days with the actual days of the month. So normally what happens is people record the first day of Vlogmas on the 1st and then the first video gets posted on the 2nd. I would prefer to post, the second video on the 2nd and the first video on the 1st. So I'm actually recording this on December 1st because I didn't get a chance to vlog yesterday, and I figured what I would do today is I want to just record a quick little video because I have to leave soon to go meet up with a friend. So I'm going to record a quick little video kind of catching you guys up with what I've been up to since I think the last podcast I recorded was like early October. So I'll catch you guys up with not everything that's happened since then, but like what's been going on in my life, and we'll catch up a little bit on like what are my current knitting projects, because that's sort of, that will give you a sense of what things are currently, and then we'll talk a little bit about some new stuff that I've gotten, and then that will end day one of Vlogmas, and then the actual vlogging part will pick up tomorrow for you guys and the rest of the day for me. Hopefully that made sense. I'm sorry if I sound a little rough. I am sick right now, and so yeah, I'm on the upswing, but I'm definitely sick, and I sound a little bit worse than I am, but it's morning still, and so I'm a little bit anyway. So let's talk a little bit about what my life has been like since basically mid-October, which was the last time I really posted anything of substance here. So I have been just like busy because I am working full-time and a half-time student right now. So I have just been really busy with, work and teaching and taking classes and everything like that. So that has been a lot. I've also, in the past 3 weeks, made 3 separate trips to Huntsville, which is where I will be moving in the middle of the month. So exciting news on that front is I have actually set a moving date. I will be moving mid-December. So we have a date now. Wesley has a plane ticket bought to come out here and help me move, so that's really exciting because it just makes it like really real, and it makes it really real. Like I have a lot to get done before then, and we're not down to like being able to count the days on 2 hands, but we're down to being able to count the days on fingers and toes. So like it's coming. So yeah, so I've made 3 separate trips to Huntsville in 3 weeks, which is probably why I'm sick, because I have not been sleeping very well. I have been in a lot of airports and airplanes. I did not eat terribly well over Thanksgiving. Nobody does. And so I'm sick now. But the upswing is that I have a job. So that's exciting. I got a job in Huntsville. So I will have something to do in January. And yeah, otherwise, like everything here at work is going well. My classes are going well. So I've sort of barely been able to keep it together, but that's good. And it has a finite end date, right? So all the stress has a finite end date, and I just need to make it through the next couple weeks, and then I'll be fine. So yeah, that's my life. It's been so busy, but at the same time, it's just, I don't even know. Like, I don't even remember the last month, really. And that's kind of why I really want to do Vlogmas, is because I was looking back at my Vlogmas from last year, and like, it's such like a great way to like have some memories from that time. And especially because this is a time of like so much change in my life with like moving and changing jobs and everything. Like, I really want to have some like real record of this time, or otherwise like I think it's just gonna slip through my memory, and I'm gonna come to like mid-January and be like, what the heck happened in December? So other things of note, like maybe differences from last Vlogmas, is I am not doing Advent socks this year. Partly because, it's like I'm moving mid-month, and that's just like a lot to like have to transport from one state to another. And so I'm just not gonna be doing that, which is kind of a bummer, but oh well. So I guess let's maybe get into a little bit of like, what have I been doing lately? So let's see. So since the last time I talked to you guys, I finished my sockhead hat, which I think I did show you in that vlog at the very end, but I have been wearing this thing like crazy. Like, cannot recommend this pattern enough. It is an awesome pattern. It's just a really basic vanilla sort of beanie. I knit this out of some well, I talked about it in the vlog, so I won't talk too much about it, but it's the Knit Picks Hawthorne base, and I knit it on a US 2.5, which is what the pattern calls for, and the only difference is I cast on 136 stitches instead of 144. But otherwise, I love it. I've been wearing it like crazy. It probably actually could do with the wash, because you can see the ribbing is a little bit baggy, but maybe I'll throw it in the wash today. Like, I really wanted to make it out of a superwash yarn so I could just throw it in the washing machine and not have to be like quite as delicate as I am with some of my other hats. So that's been something that has been getting a lot of wear lately. I've also, if you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen that I've been wearing some of my shawls a lot more lately because it's been getting a little bit cooler here. So that's been really exciting. Another thing that I have knit, I guess, since you guys have seen me, is actually the hat that I'm currently wearing. This is the Ricka hat. I think I'm pronouncing that right, R-I-K-K-E. This is knit out of some hand spun yarn that was gifted to me by my Canadian friend who I talk about every so often. I think that he gave me this for my birthday maybe last year, and I just didn't really know what to do with it because like it wasn't a ton of yardage, and you can see it's not a very deep hat. The Ricka hat is sort of meant to be like a little bit of a slouchier hat, and this one I barely had room to kind of, this was about it, and then a little tassel. But you can see the yarn is just really, really beautiful. Come on, focus. Apparently it won't focus. Anyway, it's really beautiful. I love it. I have gotten so many compliments on it, and it's so cozy. And so this is the yarn is a BFL and rose fiber blend, I think. And it's great, and it's so warm and cozy, and I just love it. I've been wearing it all the time. So yeah, that's, I think maybe that's the only finished thing I have that I've really finished since the last time I saw you guys. A lot of what I'm working on right now are gifts for other people, which like I can show, like they're not like Christmas gifts, they're just like gifts for other people. So one of the things I'm working on is a basic like 2x2 ribbed beanie, and that's for one of the adjuncts who I work with. And so I will, I don't actually have it here with me. Come on, what the heck is going on here? Weird. I don't actually have it with me because I left it in my desk at work. So I will try and pop in a picture just so you can see sort of what the color is like. That one I need to get finished up by next Friday because that'll be the last time I see him. So that one's got a little bit of a tight deadline on it, but I think I'll be fine. And I'm actually trying out sort of my own variation of how to do the decreases on the top. So if they work out as well as I'm hoping, I might write up the pattern and publish that as a pattern for just like a basic 2x2, you know, fingering weight beanie. And then the other thing I'm working on right now is a pair of socks for one of my good friends, a new friend and a good friend, and a friend that I will be sad to move away from. But I haven't knit her socks yet, and she really wanted like a nice pair of green socks. And so these are the cable is basically the cable from Socks on a Plane, and I knit these top down 64 stitches on 2.25mm needles. I've actually had a few false starts with this one because originally I was gonna knit her knee-high socks, and so I was doing toe up, and then that didn't work, and then I cast on with 56 stitches because she's a lot smaller than I am, and so I thought maybe that would be the right size, and that wasn't. So yeah, so I have one done now, and the other one I just finished the heel flaps. I need to turn the heel and then do the foot, but as you can see, the foot is fairly short, so that'll go pretty quick. And I should have these done probably by the end of the week as well, so that'll be good. I can give those to her. And then yeah, the only other thing, oh, so then I guess I have two other things in progress. One is I frogged the spoopy socks because they just weren't really working up the way that I wanted, and I liked the two yarns that I dyed up for them, but I didn't like them together as much as I thought I would. So with the purple and green one, I started knitting a pair of little short heel tab socks, and this one is done, and I haven't cast on the other one yet because like I said, I really need to get these other knits done before I can work on things for myself too much. So, which is fine. Like this one, I did a little 2x1 rib on it, and it's just kind of hanging out waiting for the other one. So that's another thing that's kind of in progress. And then, go away, notification, there we go. And then another thing that I'm working on is a thing for myself, but this is something that I'm only picking at occasionally, and this is another Martina Bem design because I'm loving a Martina Bem right now. As you can tell if you've been following me on Instagram, I've been wearing all of my Martina Bem shawls, and this is the Rose Candy finally. And if you've been watching the podcast, you'll know that these are not the yarns that I had said I was going to make this out of. I sort of changed my mind, and I might make another one out of those two yarns, but I sort of have been trying to like whittle down my stash And these were two yarns that like I just didn't know what else to do with them. So this is just sort of a green and white variegated yarn that I dyed up quite a while ago. It's on a 75-25 base. And then the other one is actually the same base. This is on the Felici base, so 75-25 again. But this is what I had made those furrow socks out of that turned out to be way too small. So yeah, so this is sort of like the contrasting color. So if you've seen the pictures of it on Ravelry, the green is in place of the pink, and the sort of this one is in place of the white, so you can see sort of how those two colors are going together. It's a little bit lower contrast, obviously, than what the pattern pictures are, but I kind of really like it, and I think it's just pretty. So I am into sort of the second section on this. So similar to the Viajante, it starts with with a sort of triangle shawl portion, and then moves into sort of being in the round. You kind of join it in the round, but you're not working in the round on this one. You're kind of working back and forth. So yeah, it's fun. It's nice because I can just sort of pick it up and pick at it a little bit, and there's not too much to like really remember. So I've been working on this just little by little, and I don't know when it'll get finished. Probably not until after the New Year's, but whatever. So that's what I'm working on. So let's talk about some new stuff that I've gotten. I had some birthday money for my parents, and I went on a little shopping spree at Knit Picks. This was before the Black Friday stuff, which we'll get to in a second. But I bought myself some more Felici because I really have been enjoying the Felici, and especially now that I know I can get 2 of these little short heel tab socks out of 50 grams worth of yarn, that really makes Felici a much more fun thing to buy. So basically I only bought single skeins of, I think, 4 different colorways. I think I bought the, what is it, the Material Girl, the Rainbow, the Spooky, and the Harvest. Those 4 colorways, I think. I'll show them to you, but I don't have them here. They actually are in Huntsville right now. But anyway, I bought a single skein of each, and I'm gonna make little short socks out of them. But yeah, because I'm moving so soon, I actually had all of that stuff shipped to Wesley's place in Huntsville, so I don't have it here. I also bought some more needles because, you know, I needed some more tips. Like, I don't have any size 5s or size 6s, so I bought some more tips for my interchangeables and stuff, and so all of that stuff is there. I also bought a little bit of yarn just like at Michael's for Black Friday, which again is there, so I'll show you that later. Speaking of Black Friday, I also hit up the Knit Picks Black Friday discount, and I bought a 20-pack of Bare Felici, so because I'm out of bare yarn to dye, so now I will have some more bare yarn, but again, that is in Huntsville, not here. So the things that I do have here, this is another skein that was sent to me by my Canadian friend. It's by the same spinner that did this, and this is superwash merino nylon, and it's a DK weight, and it's 162 yards for 90 grams. And it's this really pretty sort of red and yellow and gray. And I think this one is going to become another Rika because I just love the pattern so much, and I would like another one. And I'm trying to decide, because I have a little bit of sort of like this gold color in like a solid, and I'm thinking maybe I might stripe the brim with that gold just to get a little bit more length out of the hat. So we'll see how that works out. But I love it, and I'm just in love with it. Anyway, so that's something that is new since the last time you guys saw me. Another thing, so these I picked up from my very favorite yarn store, which is the one in Huntsville. I think I've talked about it before. It's called Hook a Frog. And I went there on the Saturday after Thanksgiving for Small Business Saturday, and these yarns were on sale. They were 50% off, so I got both of them for, I guess, $23. Does that sound right? Yeah, I think so. And they're this Ella Ray Aran weight 100% superwash merino, and they're this really beautiful sort of teal color. And I'm going to be using this, I think, it's 180 yards per 100 grams. So I'm going to be using this to make another attempt at the Traveling Cables hat, which if you've been around for a while, you'll know that I tried to knit one of those before and did not have enough yardage, and it was too small and all of that. And I think I've learned from that mistake. So I have 2 skeins. I think I should have plenty of yardage, and I'm going to go up in needle size and like learn from my mistakes and try and make another one. And I thought that these would be so pretty with one of those like sort of like fox fur like pom-poms, like, oh, happy, and they're so soft and they're so like plump and squishy. So yeah, these I brought back with me because I was hoping I might get that hat cast on before I move. I also bought another skein of the same brand of yarn. Oh, well, that's gonna need to be dealt with. I also bought another skein of the same brand, but in a fingering weight, and it's again another 100% superwash merino, and it's like super bright pink, and I'll show it to you when I have it again because it's in Huntsville. But that one is probably going to become like another hat or like maybe a little shawl or something. But it was just too bright, and again, it was like 50% off because they're clearing out this brand, and I was like, I saw it when I was there for my birthday and I didn't buy it, and then when it was there again for Thanksgiving, I was like, yes, I'm buying you, I need you. So that's that. Another thing, this isn't technically new, I guess, but a while ago I had bought a bunch of different Bear yarn from Knit Picks to try out some of their different bases, and I had bought a skein of the Capretta, which is their MCN. It's the non-superwash. I think now they have a superwash Capretta. This is not superwash. And so I had bought this and I just didn't really know what to do with it. And I don't have a lot of experience dyeing non-superwash yarn, so I was a little bit afraid of it. And so I dyed it up recently, and it's this really pretty pale pink kind of color. I suppose I could slide the label off. It's this really pretty sort of pale pink, which is not quite picking up as pink on camera. Can I maybe get it to focus? No. Anyway, it's this really pretty pale pink, and I think of it as like a pretty princess yarn. And this, I think, because it's not superwash, like I think it's going to become a hat. And I actually have a sort of hat which is a mix between sort of the sockhead hat and like a ribbed hat that I really want to try out. It's a pattern that I sort of drafted up myself yesterday. And so that's what I think this is going to become. And again, if it works out, I will write up the pattern properly and hopefully publish that. But yeah, that is something that probably won't actually get touched much until maybe after I move. But I wanted to show that off. And then another thing that I've dyed recently, this was some yarn, and I don't remember if I talked about this, but I had sort of skeined this up to be able to do a self-striping, and then it got really tangled, and so I just kind of like did not even do anything with it. I just put it off to the side and I was like, I'll deal with you later. So I was recently going through my stash and I found it, and I managed to get it somewhat untangled. I mean, it's still not great, but I did dye it up into a self-striping, and so it's this sort of gold and like deep mint and sort of dusty pinky purple, sort of like muted Mardi Gras colors, I guess. And so again, I don't think I'll touch this probably until after I move, but I figured I'd show that off too. So I've yacked on longer than I thought I would. So if you are worried that all the Vlogmas videos are going to be almost 20 minutes, I promise they will not be. I'm gonna try and keep most of them at around 10 minutes or so. But yeah, I thought I would catch you guys up, and then, especially because it's a weekend, right? So you all have plenty of time to watch me yak on a Saturday. But I'm going to stop this day here, and I'm going to get this edited and uploaded and hopefully posted before I have to leave to go meet up with my friend, and then I will pick back up in a little while for the real sort of first vlog, if that makes sense. I'm sick. Anyway, so I will see you guys again tomorrow. Thanks very much for sticking around if you have stuck around with me being absent for the past month, and hopefully you enjoy Vlogmas. I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing any real podcasts during December because things are still just really crazy with moving and everything, so yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens, but I hope you enjoy Vlogmas. I'm excited to see everyone else's Vlogmas. I also haven't been watching a lot of knitting podcasts lately, so hopefully I think most of the podcasters I like are going to be doing Vlogmas, so hopefully that'll be a good chance for me to kind of catch up with what they've been doing. So yeah, anyway, I'll stop talking and I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Bye.